Hello everyone, Cyber here, bringing you guys the next part of What a Deku Didn't Get Into UA. Firstly, I wanted to say I'm sorry for last week for me not uploading anything. The reason why is because one, me and the writers decided to take about a week off from recording and actually working on what ifs to just so we don't get burned out and stuff, because doing what ifs every single day can be tiring. Your creativity just kind of dippers a bit, and you will. If any writers out there, you understand what I mean, but it's hard for me to explain because we have so many different ideas we want to do, but with how much we do them every single day is just about, it's kind of hard for us to constantly do it without being tired. Or at least feeling creatively drained. So, but it was not just that. I was also up in Kansas City for the CollectorCon that happened there this July, because there's a CollectorCon just about everywhere I've seen from the Facebook site. There's one in Houston, one just about almost anywhere else. So, but we were just decided to go to Kansas City because it was the cheapest currently to us personally. So, and I wanted to give more photos and videos because I took a video of some of the people who were there. Like, there was a sing along for the Pokemon Generation song, like the very first Pokemon song for all the current generations of people who played Pokemon, and I wanted to upload that, but I got a copyright strike saying this and that, and it didn't take down the video. I took down the video because I didn't want to mess with a copyright strike. So I just decided to take it down. I didn't really take a whole lot of pictures like that I'm comfortable showing, because there's some that just shows my face and I'm not trying to reveal my face yet or anything like that. So as of right now, I didn't. And even in the cosplay, I didn't really wear a whole lot, which I worked a lot on, but it was so shittily made. We only had a week to make it, so it was supposed to be. But anyway, other than that, that's why I didn't record, because we were taking a break and the Kansas City Con. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Last time, so the class of Shinhai came to the USJ to do their hero work training. However, once they got there, a group of villains invaded the facility, waiting for this class in particular, and for All Might. However, All Might wasn't there, so Knuckle Duster had to step up and rush down there to take them on. Now we go to where we last left off, where Knuckle Duster challenged them. Alright, so who's first? Well, aren't you a confident one? Tell me, old man, do you actually believe you can fight all these villains? All the villains started to surround Knuckle Duster. However, to their shock, Knuckle Duster moved quicker than they expected, and one of the villains got hit by the makeshift electric gauntlets. And as soon as they got hit, just like Knuckle Duster said, they dropped instantly. All the villains were a little shocked, but quickly snaps out of it as they try to attack him, to only get beaten down. However, they had numbers and started to surround Knuckle Duster. However, Shigaraki and Kurogiri only heard laughter as they heard villains scream and go silent. Damn. This old man had some moves. And he's crazy fast and strong. Does he have an enhancer type quirk or something? No, Toma. I believe I know this hero. He was once known as O'Clock till he lost the quirk to the Master. You mean this old man, who is quirkless, is beating our villains to a pulp? Shigaraki starts to scratch his neck violently until suddenly he stops and let out a sigh. I suppose this is my mistake. Maybe I should have gone for more quality than quantity. I mean, if these villains can't even kill an old quirkless man, then how the hell were they able to take on a UA teacher? Oh well. Kurogiri, you do your job. If he proves to be more trouble than I expect, I'll have to have Nomu put him down for out. Understand. Kurogiri warps away as Shigaraki watches Knuckle Duster thrash around, beating down villains. As we cut to the top where the class 13 and backdraft 13 was leading the way to the front door until a black cloud appears in front of them, cutting the group's escape off from the front door. Hello there. My apologies for interrupting. Interruption and infestation of this sanctuary of heroes. But we're here to kill All Might. However, he appears not to be here. So tell me, where is he? He's not here, so go away before the heroes show up. I'm afraid we can't do that. Not after we spent all this time to meet the symbol of peace in his final moments. No, I think we just have to get him to come here. Putting his unfortunate students in danger. Like I would let that happen. 13 raises her hand up and activating a quirk to sucking Kurogiri into a mini black hole. I need someone to get out of here and get help, while I'll distract him. The class eyes widen as they all look at each other, and came to a realization none of them had a very mobile quirk, till Ariel spoke up. Miss 13, none of us would make it on time. It's okay, Before 13 could finish, a warp opened behind her, and 13's back got torn apart by her own quirk. Everyone yells at 13 in shock, surprise, and in fear. Pro Hero 13. Such a powerful and dangerous quirk you have. Such a shame you're a rescue hero and have zero combat experience. Now, suddenly Kurogiri is cut off as he had to dodge a red arrow that flew right past his head. And when Kurogiri saw where it came from, he saw Kane holding a bow made out of blood. Damn. You're a fast fucker, aren't you? Kurogiri's eyes squint at his eyes. I think it's about time I complete my task. Kurogiri's body expands out as a black mist covers the entire area. Deku quickly pulls his hand and tries to use an air blast, but before he could do anything, a black void covers him and a few others. Deku felt the feeling of falling as he travels down, and suddenly out of the black void and found himself out of the air and lands onto a hard surface. What the? Deku slowly stands up and he finds himself in the landslide zone of the USJ. Huh? I'm still in the USJ. What is... Suddenly, he hears screaming when he looks up. In confusion, he sees Miu falling out of a portal, and Deku's eyes widen as Miu then lands on top of him. Ouch. That was a rough landing. Miu, can you please get off me? I can't breathe. Huh? Miu looks down and saw she was sitting on top of Deku. Azuku! Oh my god, I'm sorry. Miu quickly stood up and helped Deku up. Are you okay? Deku takes a deep breath with his face bright red as a tomato. I'm good. I just need to catch my breath. I can imagine him. I landed on you pretty hard there. Yeah. Deku looks around and sees the center of the plaza was still being filled with villains. Jesus, this place is completely overrun. What on earth is happening? Is it all this just to kill All Might? It's not hard to believe. After all, with All Might being simple peace and have brought crime down significantly by himself. Yeah, but how do they expect to do that? I mean, yeah, there's a lot down there, but it seems like Knuckle Duster is handling them by himself. Yeah. In fact, Knuckle Duster is able to handle so many and keep on fighting. Maybe they aren't what is supposed to fight All Might. Maybe they're just here to kill us or keep us distracted. Oh, look at that. The kid guessed it right. As soon as they hear the unfamiliar voice, the two teens went pale as they turn around and see a bunch of villains waiting for them. Now then, how about we start having fun with these kids? Miu? Yeah, I know. Do you think you can take this many on? Maybe. How about you? I can try. Just don't get in front of me. Noted. Miu slowly backs away behind Deku as the villains get closer. Deku quickly puts his hand up and charges one for all. Do it. As we cut over to the mountain zone where we see Yuki is getting surrounded by a group of villains. All the villains were laughing as Yuki backed up against the cliff face in terror. Oh, what's wrong, little girl? You scared? I thought you were meant to be a hero in training. All the villains laugh until they hear a loud boom in the distance. Huh? What was that? I don't know, but it looked like it came from the landslide zone. Was it one of us? Not sure. Who cares? It's not our problem, but this little brat is. Damn, she's looking nice. You lot thinking what I'm thinking? All the villains grins as their twisted imaginations filled with thoughts. From on their faces in Yuki's eyes widen in terror. And as all the villains got closer, a body of a villain suddenly falls out of the sky and lands in front of them. All the villains look up in confusion and backs up until they hear a roar. Suddenly something lands in front of them, kicking up dust and dirt in the air. And once the dust settled, they see Kane standing in front of them and in front of Yuki. What the hell? They really do have a mountain troll. Who cares? He's old show. We can take him on. Kane looks at each one of them and lets out a roar as he lunges at the villains. and starts throwing them around and slashing and hacking. With one swing of Kane's giant sword, he knocks back 12 villains. Yuki stands there watching Kane as he beats the villains to a bloody pulp. And whenever a villain got lucky with either a stab with a knife or a weapon, Kane just regenerates and kept on slashing the villains, gaining more blood and more power. After a minute of fighting, a few villains retreated in fear as the rest lie there on the ground, in a puddle in their own blood, barely alive. Yuki and Kane were in silence for a moment, but Kane was breathing heavily and rapidly as Yuki spoke up. Kane? Kane quickly turns around and looks at Yuki, and slowly walks over to her, dragging his sword on the ground, absorbing more blood that was pooling. And once he got to Yuki, he stood over her and stared down at her. Yuki started to shake as Kane lifted his hand up. She quickly flinches and closes her eyes, but then felt his giant hand pat her head. She opens her eyes to Kane. Kane, what are you doing? Kane suddenly smiles, says down at her, making sure you're okay. You hurt? No, but why are you patting me now? Comforting you. I was afraid I was going to scare you. But now you're back to your old Yuki self. Kane puts away his hand. That's all of them. Let's take... That's all of them. Taking care of them. Okay. Can you lead the way then? Sure, but just stay behind me and close. Okay. Kane starts to walk away as Yuki follows behind. As we cut to the storm zone where we see Omar swinging from roof to roof, avoiding villains, until he lands on a building where he saw Nako under some cover, avoiding the simulated rain. Any luck? Unfortunately not. They have the doors completely closed and guarded. We're trapped here. Of course we're trapped in the pouring rain. Is rain really your most worrying concern right now? No, but I don't think these villains are the most brightest or smartest. Either some more or less, the rain is, yeah. I don't think we should underestimate them. Did you barricade the door up here, like I asked? Yes. Will you relax? There's no way for them up to get here unless they climb like you. I'll bet Kane's wallet on it. Naka holds up Kane's wallet. You can't be serious. When the hell did you even have time to steal that? While we were exiting the bus. He is gonna kill you when he finds out. You know that? Suddenly they both heard a commotion, and when Omar looked over the edge of the building, his eyes widen as he sees villains crowding the building. Or if these villains don't kill us first. Tell you what, if we survive this, I promise I won't steal your wallet or dessert from lunch anytime soon. I suddenly have the urge to throw you down there myself, you know that? Oh, come on, I haven't done it. To you. We cut back to the front of the UHA where we see Clyde, Kumo, Ariel, and Kyoka standing off against Kurogiri. What happened? Where is everyone? What did you send our friends? I sent them across the USJ to meet a few of my friends. And to thin down your numbers. Yeah, like we're needing help with that. If you haven't noticed, we don't even have a whole class to begin with. Indeed. Honestly, this is probably the best outcome for us. If this was any other UA, our job so would have been far more difficult. But luckily for us, All Might decided to train a bunch of nobodies. Needless to say, so I'm counting my lucky star. Who are you calling nobodies? That sounds pretty arrogant if you ask me. What you call arrogance, I call confidence. And suddenly, Kurogiri got cut off as the sound of a barrel breaking through the USJ. And a red arrow suddenly flies at Kurogiri, who quickly warps in front of, open a warp gate in front of him, in his direction. Opening another one behind him as the arrow flies past the door and breaking it wide open. Hotha. We now cut to where we see Yuki, who was looking through some binoculars and saw the damage. You missed, but you did open the door now. I see. I was hoping I would take the bastard out, but I guess that also is a good outcome. Yeah, so what should we do now? I think we're all right. Now we're alone and dealt with all the villains in this area, and I've got a few more charges of power, so the best move is to keep using my bow. Okay, so you going to get that mist guy? No, that little shit has good reaction. Speed aimed so he can open those portals. He could turn the arrows against the class. So the next best choice is to help Knuckle Duster. Are you sure? I mean, there's a lot of them down there. Kane just smirks as he draws a bow. I know. How about we fix that? He releases the arrow bow string and Yuki covers her ears as the sound barrier once again breaks. And the arrow flew right down towards a crowd of villains. And once the arrow hits the ground, it explodes and sending a few villains flying, and injuring many of them. As we cut back to Kurogiri with his eyes squinted. How vexing. I wouldn't expect such power from a bunch of nobodies. It appears I have underestimated you. Such a foolish mistake. Yeah, it was. Now you'll pay for that mistake. Damn it. At first I had the advantage. The door behind me was shut tight. I would have time to get them, but now there isn't even a wall holding them back. This will be difficult, and yet those arrows are causing such problems. What should I do? Ariel notices Kurogiri is trying to plan his next move, as suddenly she pulls out a flashbang from the portal. Everyone cover your eyes and ears! Ariel tosses the flashbang as Kurogiri's eyes widen, as he tries to warp away to swallow the flashbang. However, it went off, blinding Kurogiri. And as it did, Ariel pulls out a baseball from her portal. Clyde! Ariel tosses the baseball bat to Clyde, who catches it. As soon as his hands touched it, the bat turned pitch black with red patterns on it. So, as Clyde ran at the stunned Kurogiri, as he jumps up and hitting in the only solid spot he could find, the metal brace. Right on impact, Kurogiri went flying and fell off the edge of the platform of the front area. Okay, he's gone. Who's going to go and get help? Ariel steps up. I will. I can send a drone over to UA and get a SRS to police officers. Alright then. But before you leave, give us a couple of weapons to defend ourselves with. A first aid kit for 13. She's not looking too good. Right. Ariel pulls out the said items. So, like pepper spray, a police baton, and even a sniper rifle. Along with the first aid kit. Clyde, the sniper rifle is for you. Don't ask why I have that. Shit, I was gonna ask what kind of ammo you have, but this works too. Ariel didn't run out as everyone starts to grab some weapons as Clyde picks up the rifle. Do you know how to use that? Well, a little? Not much, but I think I know the fundamentals. Point this in, pull trigger. Okay, well, we can worry about that later. For now, help me with 13. Right. We cut down to the landslide zone as we see unconscious villains lying on top of the complete torn up land. And when the villains try to get up, Mew stomps on their heads, knocking them out. Phew, thank God for that handy power of yours. Deku holds his hand in pain as he nurses 2 broken fingers. Yeah, I guess so. Mew walks over to check up on it. Show me your hand. Sure. He holds up as Mew starts to nurse him. Okay, it's not bad. We should just some clean breaks. I'll wrap them up and act as support for them. Okay then, thanks. No problem. Now I think we should head to the mountain zone. Kane is clearly over there, since he's shooting those damn missiles at the villain. I think they're arrows. Same difference. Yeah, I suppose. But how about our other classmates? Do you think they're doing alright? I don't know. But we have to assume they are okay. Maybe they think the same thing. To head to Kane, if they were teleported. Yeah, maybe. But I'm worried. Quick drink. So, they're here to kill All Might, meaning they might have found a way to do so. If they have that also means we could be in big trouble. Yeah? We can't think negatively, though. The situation is already bad, and we don't know if help is coming. So if we keep filling our heads with these sorts of thoughts, we're going to be demoralized. So come on. We're going to get Kane and kick some villain ass. Deku looks dumbfounded at the girl. She was so positive and level-headed, even in a situation like this. He could learn a thing or two from her. No, not just her, from his classmates. That he has shown them that they have technique to keep moving forward. Deku gives a determined look and nod. Right, come on. Both Deku and Miyu ran off as we cut to Shigaraki, who is hiding behind Nomu, confused and a little frightened, until Kurogiri appears. Kurogiri! What's going on? What with those arrows and... Wait, why are you here? I thought you were watching those brats. I'm sorry, Master. It appeared we've underestimated them. They managed to beat me and escape. Kurogiri, if you want our only way out, I'll kill you. It's game over, huh? Shigaraki starts scratching his neck in fury as he had the most perfect plan, but a bunch of nobodies ruined it. to plant to kill All Might. As he scratches, he stops and turns to Knuckle Duster, who's knocked out his minions with ease. Before we go, let's hurt All Might's pride by killing his comrades. Very well. But shall we send Nomu after him? So, after whoever's shooting those arrows, if they keep bombarding us, it will be far more difficult. Very well. Nomu, kill him. Nomu's eyes straighten up as we cut to Miu and Deku as they arrive at the mountaintop where they see Kane and Yuki. Yuki! Kane! Miu! Midoriya! Are you guys alright? We're fine. So, yeah, Kane took care of the villains in this area. Yeah, same with Deku. He took out the villains, but he broke 2 fingers in the process. Well, Shit, move! Kane grabbed Yuki and tossed her to Deku and Miu, who catches her. But as they did, they see Nomu flying at Kane, grabbing him by the head. And right into the cliff face. Nomu then punched Kane in the chest so hard it created a mini shockwave. Kane coughed up blood as he made his sword and drove it into Nomu's stomach. However, the Nomu didn't even flinch as he left Kane and slamming him into the ground. However, as Nomu did this, the sword was still inside him, drawing all the blood. And Kane, despite grabbing the sword, grew in size and power. As Kane grabbed Nomu by the arm and slowly pried off his face, and then kicked Nomu in the stomach, sending him flying back into the cliff face. Kane pulling the sword out of Nomu's gut. Kane then slowly stood up, but as soon as he did, Nomu suddenly burst out of the dust and grabbed Kane by the right arm, then punching him right in the face. Such force sent Kane flying back, but Nomu's grip didn't loosen, and Deku, Miu, and Yuki all heard the sound of flesh tearing as Kane flew back and landed in front of them. And they saw them holding Kane's arm. Strong fucker, aren't you? Kane slowly stood up but falls on one knee. All 3 of them yells out Kane as Nomu steps closer at him. But as he does, a rifle shot was heard, hitting Nomu right in the back. The shot from the rifle blew out a giant chunk of flesh from Nomu's back, and he screeched out in pain. As Yuki looks through binoculars that Kane gave her, and saw Clyde and Kumo set up with a sniper rifle. However, to everyone's surprise, the Nomu regenerated, having shocked everyone, and Kane only grits his teeth as he grew back his arm. Kane roars as he lunges at Nomu, punching it in the face, sending it flying back off the mountain. Kane then jumps down and both started to fight. The trio ran down after them. And as they did that, they hear Nomu screeching and Kane's roars, and the sounds of rocks being obliterated in the fight. And once the trio made their way down the mountain zone, they see Kane fighting Nomu. However, Kane was starting to get outmatched, and Clyde couldn't get a clear shot with his rifle to aid Kane without almost hitting him in the process. And as Kane swings his sword trying to slash at Nomu caught Kane's hand but set it from it. Kane then roars as he tries to punch Nomu, but Nomu quickly dodges and punches Kane in the chest, hitting with enough force to cave in Kane's chest. And as soon as that happened, Kane fell to his knees, vomiting blood. Nomu then grabbed Kane by the neck and lifted him up. Nomu pulls back his fist, and with one swift, powerful punched Kane in the face, completely caving in his skull and entire face. Nomu then threw Kane's body full force. As Kane's body flew past the trio, who was within horror as the body of Kane crashes into one of the hills at the edge of the mountain zone and left a crater. Looked like we accomplished one goal at least. The symbol of peace pride will be crushed. You little shit! Shigaraki turns around to get punched right in the jaw, knocking him out instantly. Young master, Nomu. The Nomu's eyes straightened. In a blink of an eye, he was in front of Knuckle Duster, who got punched into the ground, instantly breaking most of Knuckle Duster's bones and knocking him out cold. Deku, Miu, and Yuki's eyes widened and teared up as they didn't know what to do. Nomu was far too fast for any of them, and too strong. And as all hope seems to be lost, suddenly out of nowhere, a giant air pressure filled the USJ. And Nomu was sent flying back, crashing into the wall. When everyone looks over to see what did that, they saw a very angry All Might standing over Knuckleduster. Do not fear, because I am here. Everyone saw All Might standing there, his fist outstretched from when he punched Nomu, but everyone else noticed that he's not smiling. Our plan has completely fallen apart. Time to throw everything we have at him. Suddenly, many portals opens up as villains from all the other zones starts to flood out. All Might only grits his teeth as he starts to swim around the room with all the villains he could. But as he did that, we cut to the trio who were watching until Yuki suddenly ran over to the crater. Deku and Miu, when they saw Yuki run off, quickly followed to the crater. They saw Kane almost missing his head, completely torn apart and broken body, as he was trying to hold his own flesh together. Come on, we need to do something. See if he's okay. Right. But by the time Miu and Deku finished talking, they saw Yuki already next to Kane's body, tearing up as she held the binoculars tightly. Miu and Deku slowly walked over behind Yuki, and when they got close, they saw the full extent of the damage. Didn't even look like Kane had any signs of life, just a husk of a body. Jesus. Is there anything we could do? I don't know. Yuki starts to cry and looks down, but as she did, she saw Kane's hand. And right at the fingertip, she saw written in the dirt, blood. Yuki's eyes widened as she figured out what she must do. Yuki looks around and saw Kane's sword, and quickly ran over to it, trying to lift it, but it was way too heavy. Help me! Miu and Deku quickly ran over and helped Yuki lift the sword. Okay, now what? Kane, he needs blood to heal. So this will help him. So Yuki suddenly sat her entire hand onto his sword tip. Once she did, the sword started to drain Yuki's blood. Now we have to give it to Kane. The shock and Deku and Miu quickly nod it as they shuffle over to Kane, dropping the sword into his hand. And as soon as he could touch it, the blood spilled out of the sword and started to go over his body to repair it. And once Kane's body was repaired, his face regenerated. It was completely fixed, as Kane's eyes opened, glowing a bright orange. We now cut to All Might, who just finished cleaning up the harder villains, but as soon as he done that, Nomu suddenly punched All Might, sending him back. However, All Might was able to block the attack and catch himself, only sliding a few meters. He spits out some blood, however. Damn it, my time limit is so low. I didn't think I can fight this thing without turning back to my skinny form. Nomu lunges at All Might, and All Might quickly puts his hands up to catch Nomu, as both were within an arm in a lock, holding each other back. Nomu screeches as All Might grunts. However, just as Nomu was trying to kick All Might, a red crystal lance suddenly stabs Nomu's head. All Might's eyes widened in confusion as she saw Kane grabbing Nomu from behind and suplexing him. Kane then pulls the spear out from the head as Nomu slowly regenerates and stood back up. Before he could do anything, All Might suddenly punched Nomu a few meters back. And when he was flying back, he was shot with the sniper rifle, hitting Nomu's hand. And once Nomu catches itself and trying to regenerate, the blood spear stabbed right through Nomu's leg, pinning him to the ground. As in the blink of the eye, All Might punched Nomu into the ground, creating a crater and an air pressure that pushed everyone back. Nomu once again tries to get up, but another spear shot off Nomu's foot, making it fall back to the ground. All Might then knees Nomu in the face as Kane came from behind, drove his sword through Nomu's chest. Nomu couldn't do anything as All Might, Clyde, and Kane were all blasting and ripping apart Nomu's body. Kurigi sees this and squints his eyes as he teleports himself and Shigaraki out. After a few minutes, Nomu was destroyed. His regeneration could no longer support him, and his shock absorption neither. And from the impact of his almost last punch, exploding was sent, and Nomu was sent out of the USJ. Everyone was quiet as All Might breathed heavily, and Kane left at the side. That fucking sucked. Language. All Might, with all due respect, I fucking nearly died, man. Let me have this. Fine. Come on, let's get everyone to the front. Right. But as they said that, everyone suddenly sees the teachers of UA arriving. Everyone, check the zones for any hidden villains or students. That young lady told us that they were teleported. Midnight, Azad, stay with me. Right. The teachers quickly runs off to the other zones and starts to arrest any villains. As Nezu, Midnight, and Azara walked up to All Might and Kane. All Might, in troll of, I swear, Rack, call me that and I'll fucking... Whoa! Now, easy, young Kane. I'm going now. Have fun. Kane walks off, dragging the sword behind him, as any damage he did receive from Nomu, what little he did from him, All Might, and Clyde, teaming up against him, did. So, right. It appears the name Troll isn't wanted then. My mistake. I'm glad you're all here. We're still missing Omar and Nako. I see. Don't worry, we'll find them. Thank you. No problem. I recommend you go since it appears you're almost out of time. We will take it from here. Right, till we meet again. We cut to a few minutes later as we see all of the classes outside. We also see Zara walking up to class with Naka and Omar behind them. Here is the last of your classmates. Now just wait here and the police will arrive in a few to talk to you. Azara walks away as the class sighs. You know, today was really fucking suck. Agreed. First day back and it's already gone to hell. Yep. Nako, Omar, how did you both do? Fine. We just hid on top of a roof and held back any villains who tried to get up to us. How about you? Can't complain. I nearly died. That's all. That's not all. Don't say that sort of thing so casually. Alright, my bad. Also cheer. So cheers for saving my life. So, King pats Yuki's head. What was that? I don't know. She hates when I pat her head. And I just find her reaction adorable. Don't say stuff like that. Yuki covers her face as if it was in a deep blush. See what I mean? Can't stop messing with the poor young... Don't word it like that either. Okay, I'm done. Well, apart from me dying and losing my wallet in that fight, no one appears from Midoriya who was actually hurt, so I call this a win. How did you lose your wallet? Don't know, must have fallen out at some point. Nako just pats his pants pocket as he didn't want to draw any attention to himself. Everyone lets out a nervous chuckle as happily as they would survive the ordeal, and almost terrified of what happened to you as only as first years. Miu leans over to Deku. Hey, how are you feeling? Fine, although I'm nervous to see Miss Vitch again. Yeah, but hey, at least it's only a broken finger. That doesn't matter to Miss Vitch. Don't you mean Miss Vitch? Catchy. What's catchy? Everyone turned to see Miss Vitch, who was been asked to come to lend assistance. Nothing. Oh, come on, you can tell me. Well, I broke my fingers. Oh, really? Miss Vitch only smirks at Deku. Yeah? Well then, let me give you some sugar. She pulls out her whip as she cracks it. No, please. Come here. No. We cut to a few seconds later as Miss Vitch stood over Deku, who was lying on the floor in pain. Ow! Come on, you're fine, you big baby. Miss Vitch pinches Deku's cheeks. There we go. Now, is anyone else hurt? Well, Kane was hurt and nearly killed. No, I'm fine. I regenerate. I'm perfectly fine. Well, we better be safe rather than sorry. Miss Vitch pulled out her weapon with bashfulness. No. Yes. Come on, Kane. The sooner you do this, the sooner it will be over. No! We now cut to a little later as Miss Vitch was helping Knuckle Duster and healing his wounds, little by little, as they were their way to the ambulance. Kieran stood in front of the class, however, with Backdraft, who was with them the entire time. Ahem. Everyone, I apologize for what you've been through today. I understand it must have been a frightening thing, but it's officially over now. We'll be taking you back to the school and you all can go home. School will be canceled for the next 2 days, until Knuckle Duster has recovered from his injuries. Will he be alright? Yes, from what Miss Vitch and the medics have said, he suffered from serious injuries. However, he will make a full recovery with help of Miss Fitch and modern medicine. Clyde uh, lets out a deep breath he was holding. He didn't know he was holding. Glad to hear his teacher will be alright. Anyways, after you give your statement to the police, we can go. Right. We now do a time skip to the end of the day where we see Miu and Deku walking down the mountain together. At the sunset bathe the mountain with an orange glow. Both were silent until they hear both their phones ring. Miu reaches into her pocket and saw it was his sister calling. She rolls her eyes as she hangs up, putting her phone back in her pocket. Huh? Shouldn't you answer that? Nah, it's fine. She's probably only calling to get to know what happened at the USJ. She can use it for publicity or something. Oh, it's her sister, isn't it? Yeah. Are you okay? Not really. We were attacked and I saw one of my friends got brutally and basically almost died. Our teacher is seriously injured and you and I had to fight for our lives. It's just a lot to process. And when others aren't making jokes about what happened, you know? It's just scary to think about. Now it's all over. And the realization of what happened sinks in. Now my sister is calling. She never calls. Difficult. Yeah, I know what you mean. Me and my mom aren't really on the greatest of terms. I don't hate her, but when I was little, I was deemed quirkless. You were quirkless? Yeah, my quirk awakened not too long ago. Oh, I see. Well, that explains why you hurt yourself every time you use your power then. Yeah, but when we find out I wouldn't get a quirk, we went home and I started to watch my favorite All Might video. As I did, I asked my mom a question that ultimately led us to be strained. Let's see. Sorry about that. Can't be easy. Yeah, still haven't gotten past it. Even before I knew I had failed the entrance exam, my mom just said she was proud of me rather than a get in or not. She expected failure already before I did. Jesus, well, if it makes you feel any better, I think you fit in here better than there. Yeah, me too. Thanks. No problem. Now come on, you owe me a dinner. Huh? So, what do you mean? Muse just giggles as they both make their way down, Deku trying to question her what she means by that. End of this part. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be working on some other side projects down the line. I'm still going to be working on Omnitrix season. Well, I'm almost done with season 2 of Omnitrix, but I'm debating on some other things, which I will be posting in the community post soon. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Cyber out. Peace.